This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Omejicat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Circuit Barrakill, Remy Asalia, Arcadia Lunashine, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Psyche, Asuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimstadter, Nat Clay, Lily Black, Bob Cece, Mikta Rapentau, Sapa Chakwatol, Edwin, Umbral Wind, Quick Levin, Pamela Isley, Camille Grinoa, Lenriel Maximus, Codrith Novelist, Mira Miri, Bay Barbalay, Suno Chicano, Celestao Notrell, Lazy Boy, Abaga Dragonite, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Stormarrow, Tex, Yowie Wowie, Kai Lin, AJ Brainswordson, Anathos Moonscar, Arthur Law, Beridan Derard, and Cypup. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 275. I'm Lukiel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Wiston, Mail of Anadar, and Rollo Des. It is November 27th, 2021, which means Endwalker is just around the corner. This is the last episode before Endwalker. Now, you might be... We were just talking about it before we went live. There will be an episode next week, but it will be spoiler-free and entirely just first impressions. It'll be safe to watch if you've just started playing Endwalker. So don't be worried that we're gonna just start spoiling everything the day after the expansion is launched. So
we'll be done by then. Don't
yeah, of
worry.
course we will definitely be done.
No, I won't.
We
That's
won't even be
the
past
joke.
the 83 dungeon.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm just being...
I'll
I
be-
know that's the joke, but now I want to give an actual explanation.
Yeah, well, everyone knows no one will be done. Well,
Someone will be.
Some people will be.
some people will be. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Right. We have on Wednesday, Sorry, hold on. Today's show, we will be looking through the lyrics for the Endwalker theme, and we will also just prepare for Endwalker today. So we'll, in addition to looking at the lyrics, we'll also give our final theories, share our final theories before Endwalker. That's the episode, and of course, we're also going to read MogMail, but specifically, we're gonna clear out our inbox, our MogMail inbox, so that we have, because everything that's sent into us now is very time sensitive in terms of Endwalker's release. So we need to get that out of the way. So it'll be a little bit of a MogMail special as well. A lot's gonna happen. So we might go over time today. It'll eat into the post show, but that's fine. We don't have that many questions from the syndicate, so it should be all right. So stay tuned for the post show as well if you're watching live. Like I said, we will be answering questions from the syndicate. All right, I think that's all you need to know for the show today. Let's jump into recent events. Wait, no, never mind. I have to also mention the parade. I have to mention the parade. We have a parade on Wednesday, December 1st, to say goodbye to Shadowbringers. We'll be gathering at 6 p.m. GMT, 7 p.m. Central European time. That is, the usual stream time for speakers, which in EST is, I want to say 1 p.m. I want to say 1
somewhere
p.m.
between 1 and 3.
Yeah.
2 hours before podcast.
Yes, 2 hours before the podcast usually airs. We'll be gathering at the Crystarium on Ragnarok, so make sure you can get there. Obviously, unlike other the previous did the previous one even touch on? Did we just do Stormblood stuff in the last one we did?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So obviously you can't just make an alt and join here. You need to actually have a character that has all the areas of Shadowbringers unlocked. We'll have giveaways and other stuff in there as well. So make sure you show up and say goodbye to Shadowbringers with us. Also, next Tuesday is of course 1.0 night for patrons. So you know. That's happening as well. It is the last 1.0 night before Endwalker, but that doesn't really mean anything because that's completely independent of that. But there you go. All right, that's all you need to know about today's show. Let's jump into recent events. Right. Well, we talked about the golden joystick stuff last week, and wouldn't you know? We won both categories.
Hooray!
Yeah!
I would say we talked about the Game Awards last week.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, we did talk about the golden joysticks a couple of weeks ago. Before
Yes.
that, yes. Sorry.
It's all the same.
Yeah, whatever. Awards. Bawards.
Whoa, got him.
Yeah. So we won best community support and still playing, which is still an unfortunately titled category in my opinion, but we won them. And Yoshi P did. Yeah, go on.
We beat Fortnite.
We beat Fortnite.
Hey.
Let's do the.
No. That's promoting. We have to do our own. We have to do like the Manderville.
See the
Pick up
Songbird dance or the Mandeville.
Yeah, I'm not doing
I don't
that.
want to do the Manderville.
I love how quick you were to do a Fortnite dance, but a 14, that's where you draw the line.
I was not even. I just threw up my hands, and you assumed it was a fucking Fortnite dance. That's on you.
Mm-hmm. I
We
know.
also
I know.
beat
how it
Genshin
is.
Impact to get wrecked Genshin Impact.
That's
players.
true. That's true. We beat everyone in that category, so that's good. We won. We won. Yes. Yeah, Endwalker's just around the corner. We did mention that as well. That is, I mean, in recent events, Endwalker's coming. We're going to talk about that more in depth later. But that is big. I am now. Oh, I should mention, I finished my relic. It's done.
Does it feel good or does
No.
it feel bad?
It did. I didn't feel anything.
Does it?
It looks nice.
It looks nice, and the tradition has
That's right.
been upheld. So I guess
It looks nice-ish
It looks nice-ish.
No, I would say
compared
the
to
White
every
Mage
White
one-
Mage relic.
The White Mage one looks nicer than a lot of the other relics this time.
Yeah.
What I appreciate with the new ones compared to the old relics is that it's not just a glow. It's literally like the glow is like there is a glow, but it is very subtle, and it's part of the design of the relic. If you know what I mean. It's not like if you compare the new relics to like the A Realm Reborn and Heavensward ones, they look really lazy compared to that, because that's just they took just a base relic and just threw like a massive disgusting glow on them.
Yeah. I
so-
think most relic looks awful, and I
Yeah.
still think most relics look really bad.
Yeah.
But the Bajia ones look.
But this time it looks like they're
Better.
going down a good path. I think this is the kind of glow I want. Also, you never see that type of relic, like that, the design of that relic, until it has the glow. You never get a glowless version of that relic, which I like, because that was always such a
Well-
kick in the face with the old ones.
You can buy a glowless. Well, it's actually free, I think.
Yeah,
But
you
get
can.
the glowless version.
You can, yeah. But that's optional after the fact, isn't it? So, right. So that's done. That means I'm ready for Endwalker.
No, you aren't. Clean out your inventory.
Well, my inventory is kind of. I have like 30 slots free.
Ooh,
Not
that's
good
more than
enough.
me.
not enough.
Okay,
You need about 100 slots free.
that's impossible.
Why?
That's impossible. I can't do
You
that.
just do.
I also. Yeah.
What
Also.
is the
Yeah. Go on.
What is the MSQ giving me other than food that will go into my regular inventory?
Offers.
Coffers.
Yeah, coffers. You're gonna get gear coffers.
And
Yeah,
they
but my
they don't
gear-
stack in anyway.
My armory chest is empty.
Your
So-
armory
Okay,
chest.
Okay, well
is
coffers.
empty.
that's good. But still, just, you'll need a good amount of inventory
Everything
space.
is full all of my
And there'll be
retainers are
lots
like
of new mats that you have
Yeah.
to use to craft stuff. You might start gathering some mats to make lots of moolah. So you
You
gotta have the
don't want
inventory
to be
space.
inventory cleaning like as you're going. Well, maybe you do. I don't know.
I my arm. I forgot
Just
about
make
my
sure you're happy
armor
with your
chest.
inventory before Endwalker.
everything
need to
except for
figure out-
my inventory has 30 slots left. Everything else is full. My chocobo saddlebag. All my houses are full, like with just furniture. To be fair, that is because of we tried to move that one time and then realized we didn't have the money and we had so much furniture. And also you can't have anything in your storeroom. It's bizarre how the
Now you can. Hooray.
yeah, you can now, but do we? Can we?
Well, now we can move. I'm saying.
Oh, we can move, yeah. But that means I have to do all this all over again. And we have
Yeah.
more furniture this time, so I don't know how that's gonna fucking go, but we'll see. All of my retainers are full, and I have 4 additional retainers in addition to what I already have. So they're all at
you are-
175.
Insane. Why do you need so much? What are you keeping in there?
I
have
don't
to
know. Well, there's the most infuriating thing, Willow, is that I'll go look at it and I'm like, oh my god, all this stuff, I can't throw it away, and then it's like half of it is like armoireable. I can put it in the armoire, and I just haven't done it.
Keel, if I were to look at your retainer inventory and I saw a fucking hive totem or something, I'd slap you in the face because I feel like it's what's in there. Is that what you
Oh,
have?
what's
I
wrong
have
with that?
many totems in my
Well,
inventory.
if you don't have the mount, I can understand why people would still have hive totems.
Oh yeah.
No, you
I'm gonna
gotta
keep-
have one of every totem.
I have the mount.
Well, no, you don't
but,
need to do that.
Yeah, I have.
Dude.
Let me. keep-
I also have the totems, Rollo. I have like 3 totems filling up a slot in one retainer, then I have 2 others of the same totem in another retainer.
Why?
Well,
Are they
because I don't
are
know where they
large sum
are.
of totems?
I don't know. I don't know what I had.
If it's like less than 10 totems, you can get rid of it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, it's definitely less than 10.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, 10 more runs
But
that
the
you can
thing is,
unsync.
Rollo, I will be like, but one day maybe,
Yeah,
maybe one day.
exactly.
You know what it
Also,
is? Today's the one day where you get rid of them. That's what.
Yeah, I have to go through. It
I'm-
is ridiculous. Yeah, go on, Yuri.
I'm using the Heavenswood fragments to figure out how many runs it's taking me to get this fucking Thornton card.
Yeah,
Well, they're an
Sad.
interesting one because they had a weird symbol for no reason.
true.
Yeah, it's a plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then since Stormblood, they all have a nice unique icon, so that's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Apparently, I have no. There is no rhyme or reason to what I discard and what I keep. And if you, I mean,
No, because you discarded those 2 maps that we could have done
that's
on
true.
Friday.
That's true.
And yet you keep, like, Banana Souffle.
Yeah, you
From,
weren't
like,
there,
10 years
Raleigh.
ago.
This MFR threw away 2 of the Moogle Tombstone maps that guarantee a portal because we
What?
told him that's all they do.
And then he was like, well, if I want that, I'll just go and get 2 maps.
Yeah.
But you got them.
And they're
you
stacked. And they're stackable maps as well.
Yeah.
You went out of your way to spend your Moogle totems, and then you were like, actually,
Well-
I don't want these 60 totems anymore.
It's because I was.
That's 50k MGP.
I had like
that he spent on
60
that,
or
essentially.
70 tomes, and I'm like, "Ugh, what am I going to do with these? I went down to the Moogle, and I'm like, I have everything here.
MGP tokens.
I don't use MGP. What do I use?
Oh, but
MGP?
you might as well get it in case.
That's true.
I mean, that's like a.
but
what
I
if
thought-
they come up with a 5 million MGP mount? That's like,
He doesn't
you
care
know,
about
it's
that.
actually Louis
I don't
Soir
care
who's
about
hugging
mounts.
you,
What?
and he
Oh,
flies
but
around.
Louis Soir hugging you.
Yeah, Louis Swa, like,
I wouldn't want
Lionel
that. His
style carrying
corpse.
you.
Like, what is? That's fucked up.
you want it.
You'd want it.
Exactly.
Phoenix Mount Lakil then.
Yeah.
Well, I
Or
already
it just
have
gives
the.
you.
I already have the big
Yeah.
bird for collecting all the other birds. I don't need
Yeah, but
another
that's a
one.
firebird. That's not a phoenix.
Yeah, come on, Luke.
I don't care that much about mounts. So I looked at the maps and I'm like, oh, maybe these are like special
Yeah.
versions of like the treasure maps. And then I got them, and then I asked, what are these for? And then you just said, oh, it's just guaranteeing you a portal, and that made it sound like it was just shit. And I'm like, okay, well, it is just shit then. It's like 2 maps, and then I discarded it. That's
Don't you know how? Don't you
a chain-
understand the feeling of disappointment we get whenever we don't get a portal from maps?
No. No, I don't. To be fair,
Well, to be fair, after about like 5 runs,
yeah,
I start hoping we don't get any
yeah,
portals,
same.
and we can just finish.
Yeah.
What kind of fucked up priorities do we have
I
here?
would have liked it better if it guaranteed the roulette.
Oh
and
no, that.
not just the
Or
stupid...
it guaranteed
That'd
the
be a good
super
idea.
rare one where it has the 3 doors.
Oh,
That doesn't exist in
Oh.
Shadowbringers.
I know, but
yeah,
And
I'd
that
rather go
sucked.
back to Stormblood for that because that was rare.
yeah,
I hated the 3-door thing. It was
Yeah.
awful.
yeah.
But yeah, you should invest in an MGP because, as chat said, what if they give you Graha housing item for like
Oh fuck!
9 million MGP?
That's the
Yeah.
one thing I want. That's the one thing I want. Yeah,
Yep, the crystallized Graha, and
yeah.
his hands open, ready to
Dyeable.
receive.
Dyeable, please.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right. That's that. We'll talk more about like theories and stuff a little later. Let's read some MogMail. We have to get through our...
I thought we were going to talk about the lyrics.
That's the main story. We always do MogMail before main story.
Oh, was that the main story? Sorry, I didn't realize that.
Well, we don't have it.
That's it, Yogi.
Do you want to just do the lyrics under the recent events? We can do that. I mean, we don't
care.
really have
I
much
ju-
of a
I
main...
just thought it was in recent events. I don't care where it goes.
All right. Let's do the main story. Sorry, let's do the lyrics as recent events then. This is from the dev blog, which of course no one reads because it's never promoted anywhere. But the lyrics were posted there. So this is the post. Hello everyone. This is Volt9 from the community team.
I like that you're reading this again because we read this the first time.
We
were
read this
supposed to-
last time. Anyways, this is Footfalls. So here are the lyrics for Footfalls. Heart of... I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing
Okay,
it.
no,
Carl
but
Weisner's voice.
It is weird to read it because you can hear the melody as I read it. Heart of ember, autumn tide, cooling swiftly, bleeding light, smoldering softly, biding time, marching... Oh, this is too small for my old eyes. There we go. Marching forward, left behind, fire ass shadow clash, forgotten footfalls engraved in ash, fire will be repaid, for our heroes... Sorry, I can't read. I can't read. Sorry, this is very small on my screen. Let me zoom even... I want you to know how old I am right now. This is the size on my screen right now.
It'd be easier if you just sung it.
Roll
Because
up.
it would flow naturally in your head.
For
Yeah.
our echoes begin to fade, fade away, fade away. Heart of ember, autumn tide, burning brightly hot and white. Kindred severed, never wear. Sorrow,
What does that mean?
you know, kindred severed, never wear. You know. Sorrow silenced, we needn't bear. Stories sown along the way. Tales of loss and fire and faith. This
bit's good.
Oh, this is
This part's good, yep.
You gotta read it in Dragon.
no, this is in Dragon speak. I'm not reading that. So
got
this is
to,
okay.
Mikhail.
Dis an som in. It's like this. Dis an som in. Our slumber disturbed.
it.
Ross an kin ala na. All my brothers wake. Ma mon. Death comes. Dis an som in. Our slumber disturbed. Saljas afa an. Vengeance will be ours. Storm of
That's
blood,
good.
born from blood of our fallen brothers. Thunder stilled, oaths fulfilled. Now we yearn for freedom. Born in blood, still we forge ahead. Stained in red, unto tomorrow. Bound by love, so we forge ahead. Purpose fed, unto tomorrow, bring us tomorrow. Courage thrives, ever forge ahead. Hand in hand, until tomorrow, welcome tomorrow. Souls aligned, that we forge ahead. Forge ahead. Yeah, we forge ahead. Yeah, we forge ahead.
Not a sweat.
Oh god.
Not the
This is like
sweat.
it's like when Shatner read those lyrics. Or spoken word lyrics or whatever.
And then
forward.
the next part
Yeah.
you do with do that with the metal scream that they do in the video.
No, no. I have read
It's-
Dragon Speak. That is as far
It
as
is
I'll
your
go.
culture. Come on.
No. Forward. Our song. Our song of hope. She dances on the wind higher, oh higher. Ere our vows endure and remain forever strong. Standing tall in the dark, do we carry on. On wings of hope, you rise up through the night. Higher, oh higher. Carrying our song, cradle fast within your arms, that its chorus might ring for all. One brings shadow, one brings light. Two-toned echoes tumbling through time, tumbling down to the never. Every step we take, echoes in our wake, winding round our fate.
Thank you, winding.
Winding. To see, that's one of
Windings.
those annoying words we talked about. To forge ahead, should we lose our way, tire of all this pain, we won't be afraid to forge ahead, fearless hearts ablaze. When the world comes, God, this is a lot. This is a lot.
It's a 6-minute long song, Likiel.
When the world comes crumbling down, no more time to waste. No, I'll be there. No, it's not too late. Though our fleeting moment has gone, to forge ahead. You're not alone. Yeah! As we write again. It's capitalized for some reason. As you turn your eyes to the stars, to another end. Oh, I'll be there. Where it all begins.
Yeah.
Yeah! With my chorus guiding you. Forge ahead. Forge ahead. Did I scare you?
Well, I'm glad we did that now.
Yeah? Those are the lyrics.
You're not alone. Yeah.
Yeah!
It's like there's much to take away from this, to be honest.
It's hard to pay attention to it
Yeah. Yeah.
during that.
Yeah.
That's true.
And the parts that reference previous themes just are referencing those expansions. They don't really give us any more information.
Well, in Dragon Speak, it says, "Our slumber disturbed." Is this like all my brothers wake? Could
Well,
be interesting.
Could be referencing some Dragonians coming along with us.
Yeah.
We know Vitra's going to be there, obviously.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Racefelger will come along.
It also says vengeance will be ours. Like vengeance for what?
See, that line in particular reads like something that's just referencing the Dragon Song War.
Yeah. See, yeah, because it also happens like, because right after that we have Stormblood's lyrics. So this might, it might just be a reference to the past.
Could be.
Yeah. Well,
What in the world does the when the lady sing? I have no clue what that's referencing at all. When she's saying like our Song of Hope part.
Oh yeah.
Because it does that, and then it just goes into Shadowbreaker stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She dances on the wind, higher, oh higher, which is interesting. Is it like? Is that the song? That's she? Our Song of Hope. She dances on the wind, higher, oh higher. Ere our vows endure and remain forever strong, standing tall in the dark, do we carry on?
Before Shadowbringers and after Stormblood.
Yeah, it's interestingly located within the song itself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's I mean, I don't know. I can't really. It's lyrics, so they're bound to be a little poetic. But there you go.
Definitely make more sense once we beat the expansion, probably.
Yes.
That would make less sense, actually. I want less clarification. I'm tired of understanding stuff.
Like the lyrics have nothing to do with the expansion at all.
They're definitely not as explanatory as Dragon Song was back in the day.
Nah.
Dragon Song was more of an oddity, though, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it says no more time to waste. No, it's not too late to forge ahead as we ride again to another end where it all begins. Forge
I think
ahead.
that just explains what's intended to happen here. Ideally, hopefully we don't reach an end with no beginning again.
Well, it says to another end where it all begins, though. I'm still trying to
That's
figure
our
out
goal,
how
isn't it?
to begin anew.
Hmm.
Well, that's not necessarily what the Warrior of Light wants, but yeah, I mean, a reset. What I've always dreamt of. A reset button for Earth.
An end to the calamitous cycle.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know what else to read from this. It's poetic, and you need to be a poet to understand, of course. That's how that works. So,
It's the all-star song, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
Everyone's here.
yes.
And Charlie and Lady, too.
I feel like the only bit that has any actual meaning is the first section. I don't know whose perspective it's from, but it's obviously... it might be Zodiac.
Yeah.
He's obviously angry.
Yeah.
I don't know what Autumn Tide's trying to suggest. Perhaps
Like that's
close
like
to the end of his life
end
cycle.
Of his yeah.
The cooling swiftly and bleeding light is interesting because obviously Heidelin is light.
Yeah.
And then smoldering
She's
softly, I
weakening.
assume, means that he was just, waiting in the moon or whatever.
Well, the cooling
And then-
swiftly beating light, I think that just means that Heidelin is weakening at
That
this
is
point.
probably
Yeah.
She's
I-
going down and he's gaining strength.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
And
it's just about the
then-
end of days kind of thing.
Yeah.
For our star, at least, not the other end of days.
Yeah.
Forgotten footfalls engraved in ash might be referring to like the ancients, maybe. Like
The ancients, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
yeah. And fire
Perhaps
will
the
be
ones who were against Heidelin.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The rest of it's mostly just references to all the old ones, just
Yeah.
to tie it all together.
Yep.
But it's nice.
Everyone's here. Yeah.
Everyone's
good.
here.
All the gang.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Let's clear out our MogMail inbox. Let's clear out our MogMail inbox. Let's hope we have them. Yeah. This is from Celesto Notrell. Hi, speakers. Spoilers ahead. That's fine. We are ready for Endwalker now. I was watching the full Endwalker trailer earlier and noticed something interesting. At the 2:30 mark, when it transitions to Fandaniel staring into the flames, there seems to be something being consumed by them, almost in the shape of a body. Could this be the dreamer Xenos and Fandaniel have been talking about? Thinking emoji.
Oh, big thonk.
Well, let's. I have it here. We'll have a look at it, I guess. But let's see. I don't know if we talked about this. Let's see. So there's that, and
There's no sound for us. So I don't
no,
know.
the sound's annoying because we're gonna stop a lot here. Are we
Oh,
talking?
okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are we? Is this what we're talking about? When it
It's no, it's
transitions.
only once
Oh,
we get
yeah. Sorry.
to Fandaniel.
So it's after this. We're going. Oh, this goes on for a bit longer than I thought. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh. Fiery.
It is fiery.
There's the map.
That's the map.
All right, they're burning a map for funsies.
Wait, I don't see it.
Nice.
I didn't quite see it.
I didn't notice anything. I think it's just the map.
That might just be artifacting from the map burning, maybe.
Yeah.
Can't really see anything.
I do like the
It's-
dedicated map burning room.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
It's nice to have.
Easy access to the elevator.
Yeah. Yeah, what
It's-
even is that, actually?
It looks like a sacrificial altar table almost, but they're just burning. Oh, maybe they're sacrificing Eorzea. There you go.
Oh, the greatest
Ah.
sacrifice.
And the map is symbolic of it.
Are they talking about this, that this could be like a person being burned, and that the map is like
It is. It
Well,
is
underneath
interesting that
them?
the flame.
Yeah.
Well, the flames don't follow like a all-consuming pattern. They seem.
No,
to
they
have-
like loop round
Yeah.
Yeah.
something on like the top right bit of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that there's. Yeah, that's true.
I still don't think it's anything.
No, I'm not sure if it means anything.
No, because when we
sadly.
cut to this part, it looks
It's all flat.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, there's just nothing.
Also, Chet brings up a good point. Why does he use the elevator? He can teleport.
That's
For
true.
fun.
It's just so we can.
Yeah, he doesn't get a chance all the
So
time.
we can see
Yeah.
this.
Let's
I mean,
see.
it's already the
Or-
elevator.
Because I don't believe that he can fit in that.
Ooh,
No.
it's
Oh, nice
Oh.
candles that no one sees.
yeah.
Trailer shenanigans.
That's just for the maintenance guys.
More candles.
More.
I don't know if this is up to code.
No. Oh, look,
Oh,
a glowing orb.
Eggs.
Eggland.
Dragon eggs from
He's trying to grow
the Airy.
a new us from
So
those eggs.
yeah.
Oh, good. That'd be good.
In summary,
there's
I don't
anything.
think there is anything there. I think that's an illusion.
I think you've been watching it too much. Get
that
some
happens.
sleep.
That happens.
You have to go to sleep eventually, please.
Yeah.
Your family misses you.
Okay. Let's move on. Thank you, Celesto. Next question from Skitty Sawatari from Moogle.
Giddy.
Hi, speakers. So I've recently been New Game Plusing the entire story from A Realm Reborn to Shadowbringers because let's face it, the story is amazing and it's worth refreshing my brain on everything in time for Endwalker. And I've gotten up to Stormblood,
Jesus.
the Azim step, and when I heard Serena speak in a cutscene, I thought, hold on, that voice sounds a lot like the voice in Endwalker's launch trailer. The one that says, "You've suffered enough, let me free you of your burden." So I got that line up and played it while she was talking, and it sounds like the same voice. But why would she be saying that? It doesn't make any sense to me. What do you guys think? Keep up the good work, Kupo. Thank you, Skitty.
Let's not make it seem like the person who's. They sounded a bit like they were trying to kill you, but I don't. If it's Serena Moll,
Yeah.
she's probably just saying, "Oh, let me share, your troubles or whatever."
I don't even know if she was talking. She's supposed to be talking to us when she says.
Well, no,
that
it could be
and
someone else.
We know
yeah.
that Serena is in the trailer. She's gonna be part of that main scenario.
There's a lot of people, a lot of minor characters in that trailer.
Yeah.
So well, they had some dude from the Thieves Guild, I think, at one point too.
Oh, Mela's favorite character.
Yeah, yeah, the British racism character.
Oh, those characters only
I
appear
just-
during the opening when they're in Limsa still.
Yeah.
It has the little Lalafell guard from that questline as well.
Right. Yeah.
The yellow jacket woman.
Yeah.
Right, she was a right cove, mate. Oh,
Cove.
Cove is
s-
awful.
But yeah, so
Horrendous.
back to Serena then. Have we talked about why she's there? Why is she in the trailer to begin with? Why is she in
Everyone's
Garlemald?
here. Everyone's here.
Yeah.
This is the all-star moment. Everyone has to be here. Everything has to tie into everything. The step people are coming to Garlemald to provide aid, I guess, because they feel bad. I don't know. So Saudu's going to be there in the snow.
Technically, to a certain extent, the people from the steppe do serve under Heian.
Yep.
To
That's true.
Mhm.
At
Well-
least as of Stormblood.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they? Oh, I guess they did. It's been so long since I played Stormblood, the story. But okay, yeah. So that's all right. Do you think it's Serena saying that thing in the trailer?
It could be. It could be the same
was
voice
in the
actress.
trailer.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
Serena, but I think it's the same voice actress.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
All right. I think it's
That wouldn't be
it's-
surprising.
It's likely it could be her because she's in the trailer,
Mhm.
so I don't see why not. But I don't know how big a role she's gonna play in the story. But yeah.
She's
wonder-
your new path companion, actually. Watch out.
That would be weird time to bring it up. It's like at the Endwalker. If most people that had a path companion don't even play the game anymore, probably. Okay.
They're like, oh yeah, you had a path companion before, right? In the old days, I'll be your new buddy. Cyrena, me specifically, no one else.
That's probably the only way they could
They
have done
need-
it now. Yeah, go on.
They need to follow up on the weird Serena has a crush on Hian storyline.
Oh
Yeah.
the perfect time for it.
Yes. yes. Okay, right. Well, there you go, Skitty. I think... Yeah, go on.
Chat bring up a very good point. The Zem step is a shrine to a Zem.
True.
Well, that is true.
True.
Don't know what that has to do with Oshon though, but
I don't know how that brings them to Garlemald, but I mean, yes, that does make sense. The Azim part. All right. Let's thank you, Skitty. So, long story short, Serena's in the launch trailer, therefore it is likely her saying it. Why she says it? Who knows? We'll know very soon. Thank you for your MogMail.
Thank you.
This is from Leta Lonsturmwin. Let's see. From Lich. Hey, speakers. Well, I'm well aware that if this is ever read at all, it will probably be after early access and debunked, but I have to get it out there while I'm still unreasonably obsessed. Got him. There is a source Amarot somewhere between Sharlayan and Vilbrand. The Sahagin live around there, and Sharlayan have been plundering it for years. We all know that the source has what remains of the original Amarot somewhere, probably in the same area as the first, despite being exposed to the first couple calamities. Being flooded in the sixth, Calamity of Water, may have helped insulate it from further harm. You know what else happened in the sixth Umbral Calamity? The founding of Sharlayan and its sketchy knockoff Amarot looking aesthetic. You can see where I'm going with this. How else would they know about the final days? You may wonder what the Sahagin have to do with any of this, but I point to the Ondo of on the first. Despite every other beast tribe having a different culture to what we are familiar with on the source, the Ondo and Sahagin are almost identical, both living underwater with hidden queens who bestow eggs upon those they believe worthy. If I'm correct, it means that like the Ondo cups being built on the remnants of the first Amarot, the great city beneath the waves mentioned by the friendly Sahagin cult might be somewhere we've seen before. Or I'm just crazy and hate Sharlayan. Sincerely, a gif of Charlie Day with a conspiracy board. Interesting. Well,
It's an interesting theory.
yes.
I just think it's too blown up. I think it's been leveled entirely.
Yeah, I think we've had too many calamities.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like maybe something, like a little bit. Maybe Charlans did, plunder a little bit down there.
Sharlayan and Amarot's designs are eerily similar, so there has to be a link, in my opinion. There has to be something
I
they
don't
have
see it
found
personally.
somewhere.
Yeah,
That has
it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a
Doesn't mean
personal
that the-
connection,
no.
but it could.
yeah. They know
Just
something.
research.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I will say, I've been having another theory, is that, like, is it possible that there were other Amoritines that weren't split, but they didn't become sort of all-powerful in the sense that, like, the primary Asians, the Habrea, Emmett Selk, and Elidibus, and they would have stayed on the first, or not the first, they would have stayed on the source. They wouldn't have been separated across the different shards, and then they used their power to lift Amarot, or what was left of Amarot, into the sky, so it's that floating continent.
That's what I've been saying. I've been saying Amarot. That's the Amarot. It's the floating city. It's the floating island.
But no, yeah, I understand that. I was just trying to come up with a reason for it.
Oh right. Yeah.
Oh, there's just some unsundered dudes. They're like,
and the Sharlayans know about it.
no, I mean, maybe she's like a telescope, and you probably see it, right?
That's true.
Maybe the
What-
naked
I mean,
eye.
we
Well,
need-
I don't know.
well,
maybe they're using magic. I don't know.
Are you sure about that? Because we didn't know about Azizlar, and that's just floating above Ishgard for years.
Yeah.
Well,
that
that's
one was shrouded though. It was like hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what's stopping the Amoritines from shrouding their
True.
floating continent as
That's
well?
true. That's true. Yeah. I definitely. If there is, if when Endwalker comes out, we learn that there's like no connection, no correlation between the aesthetic of Charlian and Amarot, I'm gonna be very annoyed, or because at that point I'm like, if there's no relation, like there's nothing, no connection at all, then that means when they made Amarot, they're like, oh, I don't know, what style should we go for? Let's maybe it's the Charlian shit we had in Hinterlands. Just reuse those assets. Let's just reuse that a little.
Yeah, I don't see it
Well,
though.
yeah.
I don't think
You don't
they look
see
very
it?
similar. I don't
No,
think
I don't
the
think-
styles look very similar.
I agree with Rollo. I don't think architecturally they're very similar. I think they have similar themes. They both rely heavily on the spiral, but aesthetically they're different types of buildings.
Wait, hold on. This has changed because I remember when we did, not with you, Rollo, specifically, but I know
Okay.
when we reviewed the dungeons from Amarot, we all commented on how similar it was to Charlian, but now we've turned on that. Okay, maybe I haven't looked close enough at it now, but I'm pretty sure we've discussed how close it is before.
Amarot.
They literally have, like they literally have the thing on in the dungeon, like the what
what
is it
thing?
called, the Nautilus thing. That's
Oh,
like,
yes, yeah.
I mean, that's a bit on the nose in my humble onion, but I mean, hey. It's a mathematical symbol, but isn't it weird though that they also use the same materials? Like it's that light, like whatever that rock type is. Is it marble? Yeah, I'm sure marble.
I don't know the style of Amarot, specifically Amarot, I should say, not the dungeons or anything.
I mean, I'm
like
not
that.
saying they're the same. Obviously, I'm saying they
No.
found some Amarot shit and they're like, "Ooh, that's a nice style," and then they adopted it. But I'm actually going to go deeper and say that there's a deeper conspiracy here, that they are very much...
How deep?
That Charlian is more based on Amarot, almost. That's why they are so obsessed with that Nautilus, that's why that became such a big deal for them. That's my crackpot theory, not my locked-in theory, of course.
I think the Nautilus connection, you're going to get an explanation on. If you're still of the belief that the buildings themselves are similar, you might not get someone acknowledging the connection between those two.
There's a difference between the interior and exterior. The exterior in Charlian does not look the same, but there's a lot of the stuff that's interior that looks... Well, we haven't seen much of the interiors yet.
Well, a lot of
actually, we have. We saw the walkthrough, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I didn't look for the connection back then, so I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. I think there is a deeper connection than we might think. Oh yeah, there's also a Nautilus. Yeah, in the Tower of Zot, there's even like a symbol, like a Nautilus symbol. There's so many symbols that's like the one thing Charlian is like. That's the badge. That's their seal. Is that Nautilus? And isn't it weird that it keeps popping up in like structures of like ancient design?
Maybe they just like marine mollusk.
If we're to go by the idea that, you know, it doesn't matter that it's a mathematical symbol, then we might as well ignore the fact that the symbol for a Zem is on that old building in Asisla, because it's just a goddess symbol from ancient times that they've reused for the 12.
I'm not going that far. I would fully believe there being some kind of connection between Amoritine or some Amoritine inspiration in Charlian design in general. The thing I was arguing against, I don't think they look similar aesthetically, really.
No, they don't. Okay, I think they look similar. I think they have similar design language, but there's Art Deco, obviously. But when you say the Art Deco is one thing. There's just it's hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think this is a difficult thing to see, but I can understand if you don't.
Just like I said, visually, one's like a city skyline. One's a port,
right,
scholastic city.
Well, it's like some, yeah. Mayla, do you have anything to say? You've been very quiet.
I mean, there are a few images floating around online of the Amoritine skylines, like spirals, matching them up to Amoritine aetherites and then matching those to the Charlayan aetherites. There's a few. It seems like that's something that is in the zeitgeist. People are thinking that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's potentially some similarities. Charlayan's a little bit more like a proto Amarot, though. It's because it's like more old fashioned. It's like, you know, fits the theme of the game. Whereas Amarot obviously was like a metropolitan, like, city.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, there could be some similarities. It might be interesting if Charlayan did discover the original Amarot. Maybe that's got some lore implications. Maybe that's why they built Labyrinthos. Yeah. Maybe they know more than they let on.
That's what I think.
And they've built the Apocalypse bunker.
Yeah.
Because they knew. They
also know, because in the trailer, it seems like he already knows that the final days are upon them. Like, how would they know? And
does he know that?
We don't know. It's sort of left vague.
He's saying he would know if it was happening, and he's claiming that they're not happening.
Well, he might also be saying that because he has a bunker and he doesn't want people to know that they have a bunker. I don't know. We can't base it on the CGI trailer because, as you know, it's made before everything's done and it's not necessarily accurate. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's also remember, they have the locked archive. Like, they have a lot of knowledge that we are not privy to. So it wouldn't surprise me if they knew a lot or maybe even everything. I don't even know how we got here. Oh yeah, the link between sorry, it was actually about Charlayan and links to the Ancients. I definitely think there is a link. I think it is. There are too many things that are similar with Amarot, and they are like secretive as hell. So yeah, that's
I agree. I think there is a link too, but I don't think visually they're that same.
Okay.
I also agree, but that also doesn't necessarily mean they have any direct connection in terms of a person or anything to Amarot, though I wouldn't be surprised. It's very possible they just found something on the ocean floor and they said, this is it.
Yeah.
That looks dope. Let's make that. That's cool as hell.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Lithlata Lonestermwin.
Thank you.
I'm sure I didn't butcher that name at all. All right, thank you. Next, MogMail. We just read your MogMail, sir, miss.
Madam.
Sir, miss.
All right, let's try that again. I was loaded up twice.
Based on that name, I'm assuming they're a madam.
It's kind of hard to tell with. I
guess.
Win
means that they're a woman, I think.
Oh right, yeah.
That's the only way to know.
Solera boys, yeah.
Hey speakers, looking at the logo for Endwalker, I kind of always thought the large dark area was just an artistic representation of an implied continent or something, but looking closer, it does very much look like a massive hole in the center of the planet. I say planet because my prediction is this isn't the moon represented at all, but Hydaelyn. I think we are on the moon as it crashes
Did you send
down.
This based?
My prediction is that the orange light affects when the moon covers the planet every time in the trailers. There's an omen of fire and the crash of the moon into the planet. Perhaps when Fan Daniel says he's looking to go back to the way things were, he means to bring the moon down on each shard, killing everyone in hopes that it would bring back Amarot. It would suit his nihilism a bit better, and a redesign of 14, maybe an engine change or something. I still think 14 might merge into Final Fantasy 16 in its story. I have hope.
Oh my god.
The crystals, the icons, returns to conspiracy theory of Wall of Madness. Well,
I can say, that 16 does have some obvious 14 influence, but I think it's just because Yoshi P's on it.
Yeah, I mean, they're just, a lot of the terms used in 16 are just common Final Fantasy tropes. Not common, not all of them are,
but they can become that. Like, you know, if something is called the Crystarium in Final Fantasy 16, it can just be a nice reference.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
Because, it doesn't have to be related.
Yeah.
Man, it looks like a little pit of a root.
Yeah. There.
I guess.
I still think it's the planet now. Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
unsee that anymore. But
It has to look like you can vaguely make out some continents almost too.
Yeah.
They're kind of like scratched out. It's
I think
and
the
then
main theory people have been pointing out is, or the one that was on the subreddit, was that this is south of Ilsabad.
Okay. Yeah.
That could be true.
That could. Yeah, I can see that.
see, and the ship's pointing towards the planet because what's happening, right? We get to the moon, and then we're like, oh shit. Me and our crew are trapped on the moon, but not really because we can teleport. But we need to get everyone else off the moon. And so we're like, how do we get it off? Or there's the leftover Ragnarok, and so it's like Back to the Future, except back to the Ragnarok, back to Heidelin.
Lovely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know when you sent this, Cheshire, but it is unfortunate if this was sent before we came with our theory, because we literally said the same thing, that we think this is.
Well,
not
there's the
moon.
addition, though. The thing that's
The addition is interesting.
been pointed out on the subreddit.
Yeah.
Someone's obviously really into their medieval medicine at the moment, and they've been looking at alchemical symbols.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've got the alchemical symbol for platinum, which is a combination of the two alchemical symbols for silver and gold, which is the sun and the moon.
Yeah.
So that was a really good thing. That was the best thing that's been on the subreddit in months. So good job to that person.
Yeah.
And that ties up with the platinum thing, and also potentially ties up to the thing where Yoshi P said something like, "You'd go that far" or something.
Yeah.
Like, is he going to actually crash the moon
Again
and give us no moons?
I think it's very much going to likely be that they're going to find a way to reset it if the moon does get crashed into it, because otherwise how will that zone even exist afterwards?
Yeah.
It's a one-off zone.
Yeah, that's that Jinkum dude.
So make sure you do the side quest, Georgie.
I don't think they'd ever do that. I don't think they'd ever take a zone away from us. It's not WoW Mailer.
And also, is
I
that...
do like
Roland.
the color thing though, like the sun. Like I think I could kind of see that with what they're saying of how like you would see the I guess what's it called, the corona of the sun almost if this was the planet.
We don't talk about Corona here, Rollo.
No, there's a corona free zone.
You know what I mean? Gosh.
Yeah.
Because I guess this view would be possible too if this was the moon with Heidelin behind it and the sun. What do they call the sun? The star.
The sun.
They just call it the
They
sun?
just call it the sun.
Yeah.
The sun? Okay. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if there's much more to say about this, but
I've
interesting.
always thought that'd be funny if that was heaven on high.
That would be
That's
funny. Yeah.
I like that.
I do not think 14 will merge into 16 though. That is a bit too
I disagree with that.
crackpotty.
I think it's just because the trouble is, because this is a modern game and it's an ongoing game, we have this weird idea that future games can't take from it. But we're moving on from it now. This is the second game after 14 now.
Yeah.
We can have references to it.
Think about
There might be a Y'shtola.
How do you think people playing 11 feel? they've been there's a lot more games since that came out, and that was the relevant game. They've had to deal with that. It's not like they went, 11's going to go into 12. You guys just wait and see.
Could you imagine?
Also, Cheshire talks about Van Daniel trying to like bring things back to the way they were of the ancient times. Is it possible he wants to send it even before that, before intelligent life evolved?
Oh, back to the primordial ooze.
Oh yeah.
Please let us go back to being a single cell. It can be like Spore.
I'd love to be an amoeba again.
All right. Well, there you go.
It's like none of this is worth anything. Not even the ancients were worth it. We'll go back to before then.
Intelligent life was a mistake.
Also, did we just talk about like the bringing the moon down? It's done before. Do you think he'll do? I guess will he go that far? Bring down the second moon?
I mean, encore, you know?
Been there, done
Again.
that, but I guess that more people will get to experience the fall of the moon again. But
Maybe. What if there's like a giant hatch in the moon, and then out of it pops a smaller moon, like a Matryoshka doll, and that's where Zodiac is, and then they crash that into the planet.
no, the Zodiac moon has come out.
A clown car of moons? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That'd be so funny.
Be cool.
I'd love that. Okay. Well, there you go. Thank you, Chesha.
Thank you, Shroom.
Next one. Next one. But
Do it. Another one.
Another one. It's from oh my god. A rare
nice.
beast. From
Crystal
Valhalla.
Boys.
I know this one. Hello again, speakers. On a previous episode, the shortcomings of various city-states were discussed in detail. What with Limsa barely containing a boiling over of bored pirates, Ulda's Stark class division, and Ishgard's outfitting their lord commanders in cuirasses that don't protect against a gentle stabbing. However, as a Gridanian citizen, I feel my beloved home was overlooked for the problems it has. I have heard it many a time. People listen to Kane Senna and her pretty speeches and think Gridania a hippie utopia for living as one with nature. I am here to report this is untrue. Hidden in the bows of my beloved city is a grotesque racial divide and systemic issues with its treatments of anyone not born of the forest, but especially Duskwights and Keepers of the Moon. Not only is this society largely xenophobic, but even those in charge of safeguarding the town engage in gross abuses of power and calls to violence for a few acceptable targets, such as the Ixali and enough keeper women that the Coral Claw seem to be a viable alternative. Oh, also, our city exists through the grace of our alien magical landlords. Thank you, love you, bye. That's true. Gridania is a horrible place.
True.
Gridania's awful, yeah.
It is
Any
horrible.
Gridanians in chat, you're awful.
You're
like,
all awful.
It's like Ishgard Light, you know? Like you got the racist Catholic elves.
Yeah.
Ishgard, but then you get like the racist forest elves that are also
Yeah,
humans
but on
too.
the bright side, Rollo, the Ishgardians have a big gate so they can just say you're not welcome. But if you just wander into Gridania, they've not got any gates.
No.
They're made of wood. Just, you know, smash
They
through
have a
them.
gate that keeps you going into the north part of Gridania,
Yeah,
That's
where the
true.
rich people live.
that's true. God, Gridania
It's-
sucks.
They're the worst.
Gridania
true,
has a
though.
gated community.
Yeah, it does. It does. Of course, Gridania also a city-state whose... Yeah, we mentioned those issues, but they're never been addressed. Like,
Absolutely not. No.
yeah, the Duskwights and Keepers of the Moon just kind of exist there, but they did have to, like, I don't know if that was ever been ever confirmed, because I don't know if their races were ever, or their clans were ever officially listed in 1.0. But there's a lot of theories about how, like, Mother Mion, like, changed from Duskwhite to Wildwood from 1.0 to 2.0. I don't know if that was ever
Oh
confirmed.
my god.
But
Wildwood washed her.
well, they did that because the Lord wouldn't really have her accept her as a, innkeeper in Gridania. Oriange as well, yeah. So
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Criminal.
they had to do that because Gridania is racist, and that's how it is.
Oriange could have gotten away with being a Duskwhite still.
True.
Potentially.
True.
I mean, he lives in Thanalan for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until they move to Mordona.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
The best
though.
part
They
about
really-
Gridania is that it has one noble family outside of the city, and she turned into a demon.
Yes. True.
So.
True.
Was Oriange born in Charlian?
I don't know that. Get the law, but look here.
Whip it out.
I don't know if
Lucio.
it's ever said that. I don't know. I can't remember Oriange's
Home Charlayan.
birthplace being mentioned, because Thancred was born in Limsa.
Yes. He's a Lominson, but
A Lompson.
the Asians.
Embarrassing.
That's not what we
Imagine being an Ishgardian.
What do you mean?
That's
That would be a dream, Rollo.
Nah, that's fucking cringe, man.
You wouldn't be allowed in our community.
My name is Fornal Bodornal Null of House Bingo Bongo.
Yeah.
It does not say.
I didn't think it would.
No, it just says that he's an Archon of 29 winters who presides over the waking sands. Wait. No. He has loved Tome since he was a child, and has always been particularly fascinated by prophecies. Nope, it doesn't say. So we don't know. Well,
I would assume so.
Well, the thing about the sad thing about Duskwights and stuff is that we would have probably learned more about why they're so hated and how it works if we actually got a Gelmora storyline. But
no, shut up about Gelmora. I'm tired of the fucking fungus caves.
We need to know why things are so shitty down there.
Because they eat fungus. That's it.
They eat fermented beans. Well, that's
disgusting.
Yeah, it's not great. Okay, well, there you go. That's we agree with that. Never forget, Gridania also sucks. So there you go. Thank you, Rare Beast. Next from loud Nora Silverborn Cactuar. Hello, speakers.
Hello.
Hope you're all doing well and are weathering the wait for Endwalker as gracefully as can be expected. Or if this is read after, I hope it was all you wanted and more. Now on to my pre-Endwalker question. I remember over a year-ish ago, maybe two, on the podcast, one of you brought up a crack theory about how Garleans could be another purpose-driven Allegan-created race like the Ixal turned out to be. Well, I know the Gogans? And
Gorgons.
And Evilise raids could potentially stand as a rebuke of this obvious crack theory. Something about it never seemed to leave my mind. It has been too enticing for my Allegan conspiracy brain, so to speak. Now today, this idle musing from forever ago brought up another question. Do we have any records of any known... That was my... remember how in Star Trek they sometimes forget how to say censor? They say censor.
Censor.
Do we have any records of any known Garleans that possess the Echo naturally? Could they, in theory? I know they're unable to manipulate ether, i.e. magic, but Echo seems to exist somewhat outside of that equation, as it is more bound to the soul, not the aspects of the physical or metaphysical. Please let me know your thoughts.
I don't believe there's any records of any Garleans having a natural echo.
No, I think it's just mixed people that have them.
Yeah. Yeah, Arnvald.
Maybe the pure
But
blood.
he's mixed.
Oh, he's mixed, that's true.
No, I don't think there's any with the Echo, but I do... There is always the potential that they are some sort of construct because they are outliers in this world.
Yes.
And the Garlean Empire was built up by an Ascian.
Yes.
And the Allegan Empire was also built up by an Ascian.
Yes.
I'm rating this theory plausible.
Yeah.
Because there's evidence in terms of fish that they did experiments on Lullafell. I don't think you can say that Lullafell were invented by Garleans because Lullafells exist on the first. Were invented by Allegans because Lullafells exist on the first, and Allegans never existed there.
Unless
so
the Ronkins did the exact same thing.
Normally. That'd be funny.
You know what doesn't exist on the first? Garleans. No one got the little eye.
That's why we discussed that in the first place.
Theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is part of our theory.
Yeah.
And I disagree that it's a crackpot theory. I think it has merit.
Well, I mean, it is crackpot in the sense that it's very out there, but I still think it's plausible.
That's all of the
It's
best
relatively
theories.
baseless.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's baseless because, it's a known thing that's happened already. Like that's with the bird people, whatever. You know what I mean?
Exile.
It's a thing that people can create other races, and they just
The
separate
Allegans could
themselves from
clone
resources.
people.
Yeah.
They
As
can
for
do a
what
lot
the
of it.
purpose would be, I don't know.
Well, it's a joke, isn't it, Ron? It's like, here's some rubbish person who can't do anything. Let's release them into the wild.
Wouldn't that put
They were
Varys as
supposed to be
Yeah, go on.
factory workers and stuff, people
Right.
of no consequence.
But it's funny though if it turns out that they were a constructed race because they're all about like, oh, we are the best, and they're like, no. Someone made you. Like you're not.
Yeah.
Well, they
At
can't
best,
remember that though.
You're a honeybee.
Yeah.
Their origin story is them being bullied and moved north.
Yes.
It was as soon as the Asians got involved that they became cool.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Nora. Next MogMail by Fandigo from Cerberus. Fandigo?
Love that game.
Yeah.
Fandango.
From Cerberus. Hey speakers, I love watching I love watching the podcast every week, and I don't think I've missed an episode in a very long time. But maybe I have, or I just can't remember. But did you finish your Shadowbringers review after you finished Story and Dungeons? Maybe you did, and you can just ignore this MogMail, but if not, this may be something to revisit for the last episode before Endwalker. Greetings from Germany.
Good idea.
Well, here's the... I wanted to bring this in because we didn't actually address it ever, but the reason why there was no continuation is it's very messy. Because it should have been a separate video where we did the review and not something that we slid into like an episode.
I think I got sick one podcast too. Like we're in the middle of it. I didn't show up
because of it.
You got sick of it. I'm like, I'm not fucking doing this review.
Wasn't that when I had strep?
It probably
was.
It was. The strep incident.
I think either the first or the second part of the story.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys continued it or maybe that played part of it.
I love the idea of doing a nice big wrap up and review, but maybe if we actually do it again, we could do it as just this big bumper conversation.
Yeah, the problem is that we are a weekly show that needs to cover news every week, and there isn't. Sometimes there wasn't time, so they would be like, "Oh, hey, we're doing this part of the review now," and then the next week, like, "No, we don't. We're just doing something else this week," and then the following week we did, the rest. It's too confusing.
I think for the future we don't really need to review the story again.
Well, we don't need to discuss that on air. What I will say is that we will probably have, if we're ever going to do a review again, I think it'll be a separate video that will not affect the show. Because,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Our new 2-hour-long in-depth review, overview, critique, and bashing of Shadowbringers.
Yes. Well, it will be Endwalker next time. No.
We'll go back and we'll do expansion by expansion.
Oh yeah.
Full in-depth analysis, 6-hour videos.
Well, maybe we should do that for Endwalker as like just the base.
What do you mean? And
like for base
all the initial review. Oh yeah.
Yeah, where it's like that's its own. I mean,
that might be the pilot project. Yeah, that might be our test of how that works out. Okay. We can try that, I guess. Yeah. All right.
Round table.
Yeah. That was something we talked about a long time ago that we were going to try and never did. So maybe this time. All right, let's jump into the next one. This is from Quella Steelborn from Hyperion.
Born from steel. Steel of born.
Very formal with High Speakers Network. Full title. Hope you're doing well. The discussion of Blue Mage and its direction has been a long, ongoing... What?
It just reminds me of, like, if it's, like, just like a spam email.
Oh, yeah.
High Speakers Network, I'm doing well. Our new product line is really great at doing this. Would you check out our...
Would you be interested in doing some ads for Raid Shadow Legends?
Yeah.
Yes, we would.
Accidentally put in a sponsor. The discussion of Blue Mage and its direction has been a long, ongoing conversation between myself and my friends, and even a few others. Blue Mage has always been my favorite Final Fantasy job, and its implementation into 14 was disappointing to me, to say the least. That isn't to say that I haven't played it, quite the opposite. I've capped it and learned all the spells and 2 characters. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't deep in the copium for what could have been. Do you think it's all possible, even long-term, for the 14 team to reconfigure the job to join its peers at endgame as a full job? I've been less optimistic over time, but I still hold out a little hope for it.
No, absolutely not.
No. I'm sorry.
I think
I'm gonna crush that right now for you. Just look. This is it.
There it is. Oh, be careful. There it is. Yeah, there it goes.
If you want this to join its peers in endgame progression, it will be very boring. It will have like a quarter of the skills.
Yeah.
It won't. It will be just like Summoner or Black Mage or Red Mage. It'll be boring. So no, I really like this implementation.
Yeah, I know people have been down on Blue Mage so much because it's not It's not the official real job thing, but really, I still think it's something that's super unique. And like, if you feel like putting in the time, there is some rewarding like mechanics and stuff to learn behind it. Like, there are blue mage builds. There's ones for healer, DPS, and tank, and you have all the challenges, of course, doing the raids to get the titles and mounts and stuff.
Yeah.
I think keeping it as is and just building on that is really, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like the work that would have to go into retooling this job, just trying to get it into like the normal like line of jobs, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. So yeah, yeah.
Could you even, like, just real quick, could you even try and brainstorm how it would play reusing, not everything, of course, but what we have now?
Well, I think we did pretty good in like predicting how Blue Mage would work before we knew it was a limited job. I think they would have gone with like the idea that you learned your job skills from just all of your job quests. That's all. Like you just have a lot of job quests, and that would be how you got your skills. And the skills would not be good. They would just be, you know, basic magic attacks. You know, like I mean, they would be flashy and shit, but it wouldn't be like. You wouldn't have all the crazy like. I can't even think of like a.
You couldn't have all the primal skills,
right?
That would be. First off, they're insanely powerful, and even if you made them like the capstone skills, you might have like one. It might be like, oh, for Stormblood you get Night Bloom, and then for the fucking Heaven's Word you get, I don't know, Stardiver,
right?
Something weird.
Yeah. It's too much work, and also I think Blue Mage has come into its own now. I don't see the need anymore.
And it has room to grow too.
Yes.
Like, and I think limited jobs in general have a place in 14. But again, I think just thinking of it as side content and not a job is what's really like let it be its own thing.
Yeah.
With the implementation of Basic Instinct with the most recent edition of skills, it's also very possible to solo a lot of things, which is a fun challenge on its own.
Yeah.
Soloing dungeons with Blue Mage is very fun.
Yeah.
And
very
in my
difficult.
experience.
Not only
difficult.
not only is it like just fun, but like it's useful. Like there's a utility to having like a Blue Mage capped out and with a decent set of skills. Like if you're doing your books for the week, you're like, oh, got Leviathan, all right, Basic Instinct, fucking Final Sting, or charge it up, or I'm sorry, Whistle, and then whatever, and then Final Sting, and it's like, oh yeah, I just reset it, keep doing that one. It's
yeah.
And
it's cool.
and you can usually do like you know, I remember when Yogi was trying to do the burn and successfully did it. And that's quite modern content to unsync solo. You know, some of these dungeons, even like the late Storm.
You can't unsync.
Oh, sorry, no, sync.
Yeah.
But some of the late Stormblood dungeons and like early Shadowbringers dungeons are quite hard to solo.
Yeah.
At 80.
Yeah.
So having that as an option it means you can just you can
do some. Yeah, you can play content in a different way than you're used to, which is. I like that. Like that we have options like that. Okay. Thank you, Quella Steelborn. Unfortunately, I think Blue Mage is going to remain in its current form.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's...
It is what it is.
Yes. I do feel sorry for people that find the Colosseum itself very difficult because it is very different from 14, from actual 14 content. But especially since the story is locked behind it.
But isn't it good then that it is different content? You'd feel like, okay, this is something else. So this is supposed to be like different. It's not like I don't feel like I missed out on something if it's Blue Mage because it's like this weird optional side content on the side.
Yeah.
If you don't like the difficulty of the Masked Carnival, then that's just Blue Mage, isn't it? That's the tactic of Blue Mage is to try to figure out how to solve shit. That's to me at
It's
least. That's
unfortunately not for you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
but it's
well,
also one of the few pieces of content in the game that can't be unsynced.
Yeah.
It is one of the only ones where there is story that you unfortunately can never do if you are just simply unable to do the content, which is to a certain extent problematic.
Some of those fights are kind of BS though. Like,
I agree.
I mean, the first like big boss fight for Mass Carnival, like it's all right. You can tease a little bit. You mostly just need Loom and a couple other things. The second one with is it the Mimic? The second one, right? Or the Mime.
No,
Sorry,
the second one is Siegfried.
Oh, Siegfried. Okay, gotcha. Siegfried was kind of a pushover for the most part.
Siegfried was easy. Siegfried is the easier of the three, like carnival bosses.
And then the last one's the Mime, right?
Go.
Yeah. Because that's. I think that like I still haven't beaten that one because I kind of suck. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, there you go. Next, or this is the last MogMail from Karina Trisson from Moogle.
Karina Trisson.
Hey, speakers. Recently started listening to the podcast when I decided that playing Final Fantasy XIV every day on 2 different accounts wasn't enough for me, and have loved the opportunity to invest myself even further into the game and its lore. My question revolves around Gaius. When we first see him after defeating him in Praetorium for the 912th time, our character seems incredibly angry at him, and continuously goes through this whole song and dance routine of refusing his help outright. There is no option to just accept him for who he claims to be without intense reservations. In a game that revolves so heavily on giving villains second chances and allowing for growth and change, this always stuck out as a sore thumb to me. Perhaps it's because we've seen more than our character in regards to Gaius saving Alphino in the burn, but it still feels like we have randomly decided that of all the people we have faced and shown forgiveness, Gaius is not permitted this same level of acceptance. Even when he is asking for our help in 5.2, we still do our little step forward with angry face instead of focusing on the fact that he's literally giving us information about Garlean War Machina. That Whirlit questline continuously showed him dealing with the ramifications of what he had done, and showing intense remorse, and is probably my favorite side story in the game. All this to ask why, in a game where seemingly every villain in some ways get shown compassion and a chance to grow, is Gaius afforded no such thing in either meeting with him before his questline. Aside from this, here's hoping he has an important role going forward in the story and gets some more time with his dynamic duo, Estinian. Thanks for all the content. All right.
I think Gaius does get afforded some sympathy.
I agree that our character is really stupid and I think it just period. Our character is stupid, and we've established this before. Warrior of Light is kind of stupid, but with Gaius it's kind of annoying because in the beginning we do the step forward angry face, like when he's literally like telling us shit, and we're like, no, I'm angry, you bad man. But we don't
try and use the ultimate magic on us.
Mela, he's killed Asians. He's got Asian fucking faces, masks on his side.
But
he's clearly turned.
That is the strongest piece of magic in existence that he wanted to use.
That's true, but also Gaius himself didn't do this. One of his subordinates did. They massacred everyone at the Waking Sands.
Let me just also
Brixia,
say
whatever.
that my stance on Gaius is clear. I don't think he should be forgiven. I don't care about that. I care about how our character is like literally trying to prevent him from helping us because we are like, no, you bad man. It's like all the time, it's like angry face. He does that for too long. But other than that, I don't think he was literally the meanest man in the game in A Realm Reborn. He was the mean man.
He was on the box art being the mean man.
He was mean man. So I don't know.
It's tough. Because I say this as someone whose Gaius is literally one of my favorite characters.
Chat is right. Just want to say that roller real quick before the comments go for us. Ultima was not Gaius's plan. Ultima wasn't
true.
Yeah. I guess he does say that.
Yeah.
You might just be so numb to it because we've heard it so much.
Yeah.
But as someone, I adore Gaius. I lost my mind when I saw him like again in Storm, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
But the redemption arc is kind of awkward. I don't think it's very particularly well done. I think it's okay for him to go through like, you know, a sympathetic journey of him kind of learning the stuff he's caused, or like how awful it is. And I guess the stuff with his kids is a little awkward, but I still, he can have that arc. That's totally fine. I think it's totally okay for characters to say fuck off, though. Like, you can be, he can be pitiful, he can be sorry, he can grovel and try to make up for it as much as he want. No one has to forgive him, and I think a lot of characters still will not. They barely tolerate his presence, and I think it's fine staying like that.
That's fair. Yeah.
In a way, I kind of prefer that to some extent because, you know, for some characters who we've barely met, we forgive them at the drop of a hat. But Gaius had like 3 expansions where he was just doing his own thing. And he doesn't necessarily need our forgiveness. He'll go and do what he wants to do because he's redeeming himself in his own mind.
I
kind of like that.
I can't wait for us to have this discussion about Xenos post-Endwalker.
Shut up. But like Nero, within the same expansion, we were best buddies with him. We're during the Crystal Tower stuff. Yeah, Gaius, 4 expansions later, we finally meet him again. And it's like, we don't like you still.
We only tend to really get angry at the Garleans when, or like we are less likely to forgive a Garlean if we see them directly impacting people that we like. Nero never directly hurts anyone that we cared for.
No, he just bullies Sid a bit.
True. True.
As everyone should.
Yeah.
And Bale, you know, he did so much bad stuff.
Yeah.
Again,
super cool character. I think it's cool to keep this character like this. I think it's a good arc.
Yeah, I think he's done very. I think this is the best outcome for him, really, because he had the evil arc, and now he's having a really good journey. I think it's quite well written.
I think you can actually see some similarities with what we're talking about, and even the guy stuff with what's the girl called? I'm so terrible at names. The Garland girl with Echo. That hangs out with Arnvold after he's been crippled.
Fordola.
Oh, Fordola.
Fordola, yes. Because Fordola, she's going through a similar thing of like, well, I know what I've done is bad, and she's trying to do her best after being in prison for a while. Still, people don't really want to forgive her, which is, I think, appropriate considering she's done direct shit that we've seen too.
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
And again, totally cool for her to have this arc. It's totally cool for her to get close to Arnveld. I think that's a good thing to do for the character, but it makes sense not to forgive these people at all. Like
but you know it's
I like
gonna
these
happen.
Characters.
You know there are redemption arcs for all of them. Fordola's literally in a redemption arc right now.
No, I know. I don't like her, but she's quite well written.
She's going through the motions of.
I can understand it more with Fordola.
I can, she's a product of like the life she would like she led. she grew up in that hell, and that's what she became.
It's weird she doesn't feel an affinity for Lise.
No one does. No one should.
No,
no one does.
Ida, yeah, but Birds of Ida within her life.
Oh, that's
true.
true. That's true.
I just find that bizarre.
Though.
That's true. Yeah, that's also true.
What? Constantly?
Well, she did, up until
she did. She didn't take off her mask until the last moment, and Fordola might not even remember her face very well because she was running away at the time.
Yeah.
But even it's just interesting.
I mean,
they're both blonde Highlanders. Well, that's the only connection that she probably can draw between them.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, it probably wouldn't make sense.
Blonde, white Highlanders in Alamigo.
Yeah. Just normal. Just very normal.
But you know who didn't deserve a redemption arc, in my opinion, like at all? Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's fucking Hydra's, or what's his face in the
the guy,
the
guy with the power button on his helmet.
Why not?
Yeah,
that was a quite. He didn't necessarily deserve it, but it was quite well done.
I think it's good, but I don't think regular really.
No, there wasn't
I don't
necessarily a need for it. But it was
Dude,
cute. I
though.
quite liked it. I found it
never,
sweet.
He never really did anything against us, though, did he?
Not really.
No.
He did technically kill Shiva, or not Shiva, Ysael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
True.
were pretty close to Ysael at that point, so that's...
Yeah, well,
Like,
Ysael's
our
death-
character is never as nostalgic for Ysael as they are for
just
I'll
fuck
never forgive you, Yoshi P, for that. Fuck you. I don't care about Harshaphon.
Ysael's
Okay.
death is so fucking out of the blue. I remember when it happened, I'm like, that didn't just happen, did it? But yeah, it did.
She doesn't even get to finish her redemption arc.
No. That's a redemption arc I wanted to see.
Regula gets to?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. There's a lot of redemption arcs though that are thrown out, and this game saves everyone. It seems like no one's allowed to be evil. I mean, I guess Varys was allowed to be evil because he fucking died before anything could happen to him.
the city to a certain
Who's had
extent.
an arc? Who's had a redemption arc in this game?
Oh god, everyone.
Well, men, I need
The
them, I
easiest
need,
question to
name
kill is who
them.
hasn't.
In the main story. Let's stick to the main story.
What was she called?
Yotsu, Estinian.
Estinian wasn't
Estinian's
like
weird.
he's not evil or anything. He was just
No,
he
he stole
that
the
wasn't
Eye
his
of Nidhogg
fault.
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
She
true.
did
in
die
the
as a bad
Dragoon
guy
quest.
too. She didn't. I mean, we had sympathy for her, but she wasn't like redeemed.
Well,
you know?
no, okay. It's kind of bad bringing up Yotsu because Yotsu was like, Yotsu was different. I liked Yotsu's whatever her arc was because
Yeah, I think it's good.
we
but-
thought we knew what was coming. We're like, oh, they're giving us this fucking redemption arc, and then it wasn't that simple. It wasn't like a redemption arc in that sense. It was like. Because I thought we were going to get, oh, she has a bad past, and then we're going to be like, oh, we forgive you, your grace. And then she lives happily ever after eating persimmons? I can't even say it
right.
anymore. The big
Persimmons, yeah.
persimmon. And she'll marry Big Man, and that's what I thought was going to happen.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They're not marry because he thought it was like daughter's father thing. They'll move together. Maybe he became a monk with her. They'll live in a monk house and have a monkey time.
Remember when we
Monkey
thought they were
time.
gonna be romance together? Like that was the thing, and I was like, "Ugh."
That's true.
Well, I hated that. I never agreed with that idea.
Yeah.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, they're gonna have a monkey time. But what it didn't happen. So that one subverted our expectations a little, and I kind of liked how she went out. So she didn't get a full redemption arc. She got a satisfying end.
She got redeemed and then sacrificed.
She didn't get. How do you feel? Did you feel like she got redeemed?
Well, not redeemed, but
She-
she got.
She
got
acknowledged that she
sacrificed.
was unredeemable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Tells
she
you
went
straight
into
up,
this.
yeah.
So that one was quite good.
She was okay.
Yeah.
Asians in
wasn't bad.
general, I would say, though, it is kind of like fucked up. And
Asians
it's like,
were ever redeemed. I don't think the Asians were ever redeemed. I just think we understand where they're coming from now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's
Well, that
fair.
is kind of redemption, though.
No.
Really? That we
We
get
don't
like a
want them
reason
to do
for
what
why
they're
they.
doing.
Just because they have a justification doesn't make them redeemed.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true, I guess.
Otherwise, we'd accept them and just let them get on with it.
What are we defining
That's
as
a good
redeemed
point.
then? As in,
That's
like,
true.
we've accepted
what
them
is
for all their
redemption?
goods?
Yeah.
We've
What?
accepted them and we work alongside them now. Like
It's
they're
people
allowed
like
to
Fordola.
coexist with us.
So no one's
Someone
been
who
redeemed.
was our
Like
enemy.
Fordola.
Fordola has been. Nero.
Yeah, Fordola, Estinian,
Nero, of course.
Nero.
Gaius, to some extent.
Yeah, Gaius is definitely there.
Yeah,
The
Chais.
Chais, I guess, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Although,
Dulia and
yeah,
us. Chinas.
yeah. Sid.
No,
Sid doesn't
Sid
have a
was found in
I don't
the
think Sid was ever-
church.
He was never bad.
Yeah.
Well,
He was.
No.
What was his
Well,
original name?
well.
Merlwib, sort of, right?
That's kind of out of game.
That's
but
out
yes,
of game,
in a
but
way.
yes, I guess it explains
I would
why
say
she
yeah.
killed her
So-
father and all that. But
Marcus, that was it.
yeah. Okay. I don't know where we are, what we've been
Oh, me
talking
neither.
about for forever, but we're 30 minutes over time. That is the
I don't
last
know. I
MogMail.
got hung up on monkey time.
You're thinking about
I
Yotsu
couldn't
and-
concentrate after that.
I was hoping no one heard it, and then I repeated it because I realized what I said. Monkey. Okay,
Yeah.
well that's that. I feel like
Yeah.
at this point we've also sort of talked about the theories for Endwalker. So anything particular you think we'll see in the story? Remember, this is the last episode before Endwalker, so this is it.
This could be our black and white moment. So like, do your best right now.
I don't feel like we're gonna have a black and white moment this year because it's been so difficult to like nail anything. Because
predicted some things.
Yeah,
but
but
I had a few ideas.
I don't feel as hard. I don't feel as like when we went into Stormblood. I was like, "Ooh, we have this one." Not so much. I think the only thing I kind of feel strongly about is the logo red herring thing. I think I feel quite strongly about, but not so much about the
predicted
rest.
Bunny Boys.
You guys doubted me too.
Shut the fuck up with that. You
don't you remember? We were watching the stream and I was like, okay, Bunny Boys, and it fucking happened. You guys
That's not how that works, Rollo.
Before that too. Before that, I was like,
he'd been predicting it for a long time. He was the one. Like even I was starting to get a bit like worried, but he was the one that like was riding hard on that every announcement.
Mm-hmm. I held out hope. You're like,
I'll give Rollo credit for that.
I will just not talk about it. Okay, so I don't know if there's anything else. Also, Bunny Boy's already been revealed. I'm talking about what we need to like black and white moment for the game.
Yeah, we want what's going to happen in the game, Ron, and not what have you predicted recently that came true.
What grand reveal.
I think the problem with Endwalker though is that like all the cards have been kind of laid out on the table, and this is the thing I think we talked about before, where it's like going into the other expansions, we still have like, ooh, what if it's this? What if it's that? Like, there's still lots of mystery, especially with going into Shadowbringers, because the Crystal Tower teleporting stuff was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
But now it's like, so we know we're going to the moon. They've shown it. I don't think they should have shown it, honestly.
Rollo,
that would have been.
I know what you're saying. You feel like everything's like just been laid before us, like with.
I think the basic premises have been like.
I think it's a red herring. I think it's a red flag.
I hope it's a red. This kind of feels like, you know, when we had the Blue Fever leaks and we knew everything.
Yeah.
We don't even need him leaking anymore.
Well, the thing is, Yoshi P always says that he doesn't like it when we figure it out beforehand, and he likes to subvert expectations and flip the script on us, like so we don't see it coming.
I fully believe that's going to happen, but I think with the info we have now, the predictions we can make, and what we've seen is like
the logo. I feel like that's the only thing, really.
Yeah, like I like the theory of oh god, Garleans being like, you know, makeshift beings or whatever. Like, that's cool. I don't have too much indication of that. I don't know if that even be revealed here, if that was going to be. I mean, there's the lady in white.
Yes.
Who is she?
Which I think is Venar, but
even if it's
but
not,
who is Venar? Who, if it's the heart of Hydaelyn in the same way of the heart of Zodiac, who was she?
Yeah.
And then like
Rollo.
Van Daniels.
Who was she, Rollo?
Oh, your
Tell me who she was.
Got him.
Oh, nice.
But like even with Van Daniel's end goal or Xenos' end goal, like I'm not sure where to go with it. Aside from Xenos just being horny to fight us, and then Van Daniel being the Joker of Ascians, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like Xenos' connection to Amarot is still very mysterious.
It is.
Yes, that's true.
If he has a connection to Amarot, that means the Guardians can't be constructs.
That doesn't necessarily mean that. It could be implanted within him.
True.
Alligans have shown that you can implant blood within other people.
That's true.
Yeah. I also think.
Side note.
Yeah, go on.
No. If you're going to keep with this topic.
No, I'm not. So go on. If you
oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, where does Vritra come from?
wherever the crimson
Cynthia.
kin comes from.
There's like no explanation for like why he's with Estinian at this point.
I mean, that's he's a dragon. He can just fly wherever he wants.
Yeah.
he could be
But
chilling
like,
on the
why is
polar
he
ice
getting
caps.
involved? Why is Vritra of all the dragons getting involved?
I mean, if
Well,
Mommy
Tiamat
says
got
help
involved.
out,
Hmm.
then you gotta.
Mummy who? Mummy who?
Oh,
Hydralin?
sorry.
Tiamat got involved in the quest line, so maybe all the dragons will.
Yeah. I mean, if it's the end of the world, you'd wake
I'm
up
wanting
your
Racefelger
your
to join in.
bros. You wake up
He's
your
always
bros when
been
the
my
world
favourite.
ends, dude.
Yeah, like why is Vritra joining in? If Racefelger doesn't join in, it'll be annoying.
He's
I
tired.
want him to. No, he's the
Rosvelger
best
is
dragon.
he's too tired. Yeah. He can't be
What if
bothered.
Nidhogg comes back?
Okay, you know what? This is it. This is my black and white moment.
That might be
It's
Mela's
happening.
black and white moment. Nidhogg coming
Here,
back.
okay. Midgar Summer comes back
Mhm.
in big boy capacity too. Not little fucking minion, not little mounts. In big boy capacity.
Okay.
He did that in the Omega Escape storyline.
Yeah, but then he had to go to sleep. But now he's coming back in big boy capacity for real.
Right.
Again.
Well,
okay.
we haven't really talked about Mordona at all,
Mhm.
really. But
Hmm.
and
Oh, God.
other than when we did like the first like theory craft we did, like I think Mordona's going to be an important part of the story now, because there's something that was.
Oh.
What?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Ron, Ron is being haunted.
That is scary.
Hello? Give us a sign.
So for audio listeners,
Uh,
Rollo's light just went out. So
Did I
that
Oh my
lose
God.
power?
was did
But
your did your
no.
light bulb just
I'm
go?
still
no.
here.
Well, everything on my desk is connected to the uninterrupted power supply thing.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Oh.
Well, but my TV's on, so that should,
Oh yeah.
I
The
think
fabric
my
of the
light is
star had begun to
broke.
fray.
Oh
Is
my
it-
Then
god.
close it and hold the door.
I
Whew.
I
Okay.
guess I'm just gonna be in the dark.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Jesus. Sorry. What happened before your lights went off? There was a level
You're talking
10
about
event.
Mordona.
Oh yeah, Mordona.
Mordona.
Some
Uh,
Mordona.
There is something under Silvertier. Also, Vinod shows to. Sorry, I shouldn't call them that, but they are the glowing figure. Revealed
The woman in
themselves.
white.
The woman in white revealed herself to us in Mordona. What is it? Is it Hydaelyn? Is that where we access Hydaelyn? Is she
She
under
is under
Silvertier?
there. The woman in white was the heart of Hydaelyn, and her name is Azem, and we have picked up her soul crystal to throw us off the fact
Because
that we were a convocation member, but we're Oshan.
Shut up,
Dracula.
Mila. I hate you so much. I hate the Why are you sticking with Offshot? How long has it been?
Forever. Ever since that was Mela has been unrelenting in this theory.
There are clues
Yeah.
in the game.
Mela, if you are I'm going to be so impressed if that is true. But it's not. But it is not.
My black and white moment is we are not Oshan, and we will get
That's
information
unfair.
that's not
That's an
happening.
easy black and white moment farm.
What is a counter black and white moment? just to disprove someone else?
Yeah,
The best you're getting
a
is that it's
grayscale
sepia.
moment.
It's not a fucking trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I want to lock in like the idea that floating continent we've seen is the original Amarot, and that's what the hole in the logo
I think
is.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
But I'm interested in this crashing the moon into the planet.
That is an interesting again.
Although, actually, though, if it's the moon and the sun, that makes it platinum. Why would it crash into the planet?
Mm.
Actually,
Yeah.
to the sun.
crashing
It
into
crashes
the
into
sun.
There you go.
There it is. There it
attach,
is.
They attach a bunch of Ragnaroks to Hydaelyn, and they
The
start pushing
secret-
it into the sun.
Yeah. And then the secret seventh stone that hasn't been revealed is the core of the sun.
So also,
And you'll finally go
part
there,
of-
Rollo.
Part of when the moon matryoshkas itself and splits open to release the tinier moon inside it, like the other half releases with it. So then, like you've got half of the moon, and then inside you've got the zodiac center, and that's the part that crashes into the planet. and then the other half is just left there, and that's how the zone stays there.
Clever. I like that in Yogi's world, the moon is like one of those gobstoppers where it has thousands of layers as you get close to the center.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really all.
All she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
The moon is a Tootsie Roll.
And I'm about to Tootsie Pop, if you know what I mean.
Believe it or not, dear viewer, listener, next time you hear from us will be post-Endwalker.
Oh my god, we'll know.
Yeah.
We'll know.
We'll know. Well, depends on how far we're in the story, but
Let's just skip the 4th and then...
Yeah.
We'll know by the next time.
Yeah.
Because we'll have done it by the 11th.
Yeah.
We'll know.
Well, I mean...
We'll know.
I'm talking to like people that are watching the podcast, because we will of course still be streaming.
You should be playing the game.
Yeah. All right. I don't know what Mail is saying. I don't know what anyone's saying. I just know that we are very much out of time. Thanks for watching this episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn, the last one before Endwalker. This is the last Shadowbringers epised of Speakers of Hydaelyn. We'll be back next week with a first impression discussion / I don't know if it's a review, just discussion about first impressions. Spoiler free, so don't worry, you can actually listen to us while you grind away during Endwalker, so make sure you catch that as well. Stay tuned if you're watching live for the post show. We'll be reading questions from the syndicate, and remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHydaelyn, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, links in the description, and send us MogMail. You should probably wait until after Endwalker, so we can post Endwalker MogMails now. So
here's a recent event for you that we should have mentioned. They announced the 24-hour maintenance.
Oh shit, we forgot about that. 24-hour maintenance. So Tuesday will be entirely 14 free. There
was an interview that came out too. I think we missed.
Thursday, don't you?
What, Georgi?
You mean Thursday, not Tuesday.
Oh, sorry. So used to Tuesday being patch day. Thursday, of course, is patch day. Tuesday is just a day. Wednesday is when we are doing our goodbye Shadowbringers parade. So make sure you are there for that as well. It'll be streamed, of course, on the channel. All right, we'll see you tomorrow for Sunday Fun Day. But if you're watching live, we'll be back in the post show. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.